Question 6 is solving polynomial equations by graphing. Since it's in the electronic part, you will have 4 options. You do not need to do graphing. You can do any method and solve it up. Now, these are very easy questions which can be done directly in the calculator. So let me show you now. All you need to do is look into this, the degrees. It's a polynomial with the degree 3. So let's go to mode, and it's an equation. That's option number 5. And where is degree 3 here? It's not option 3, it's option 4. You can see the last option, it's degree 3. So type in the coefficients as it is. It'll be 2 by thirds, 2 divided by 3. And then we have 1, that is before x squared, minus 5. And remember, the standard form is ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d equals 0. So nothing must be at the right side. So what exactly it means is you must write everything to the one side itself. That'll be plus x squared minus 5x plus 9 equals 0. So this is what you need to put in the calculator. The right side must be equal to 0. So this 9 constant term moves to the other side. It becomes positive 9. And the answers are so and so. So you have two imaginary numbers. You can see this is imaginary. If you press next, see that whenever the numbers are like that, that's imaginary. And the only real answer is negative 4.11. So let's see the final answer. You can see it's approximated to negative 4.12. Now in the graphing calculator they have used over here to solve these problems, what happens is it will show you the graph, and then you can see at negative 4.12 it's the only real solution. That means it touches the x-axis, whereas all the other points you can see will come close to the x-axis but never touch the axis. So therefore there are imaginary solutions, because x cubed means there must be 3 solutions. Here we can see only one time it crosses the x-axis. Other 2 solutions are imaginary, as you can see over here. So that is how we solve it. Now we are just approximated. Look at the options, you can easily figure it out. And what about these? It's just the same thing, but you need to rearrange it and write it in the standard form. If you go to mode 5, the last option, you can see that is the standard form, x cubed plus x squared plus x plus d equals 0. So all you do is, mode 5, now 4. Now type in the coefficients, 1, minus 9, whatever is before x squared, x cubed, x, everything, those are the coefficients. This last term must be brought to the other side. So from 20 it becomes minus 20 equals 0, right? So this over here 20 goes to the other side, it becomes minus 20, and right side will be 0. So you'll have 27x and all these terms. So what you need to type over here is not positive 20, it's minus 20. If you put positive 20, it's the wrong answer. The answers are, again, you have 2 imaginary solutions, but one answer is 1.08. You can see here approximated to 1.09. So the answer is, that's it. Similarly, please do try these problems by yourselves. You can do it in the calculator. You will get the answers easily. Now, in this case, you're getting all 3 answers. So I'll do this quickly here. The coefficient is 1. Then take this to the other side. It becomes minus 4. And then we have 0 for x is not there, and lastly 1. Now the answers are positive 3.94 when you approximate it, 0.54, and lastly negative 0.47. So these are the answers. Now we have reached this problem where we cannot directly solve it in the calculator because we have x power 6. The maximum in this type of calculator is x power 3, and there are some higher models where you can do x power 4. Only in graphing calculator these are possible. So what will you do over here? You may not get these type of problems in exam, but if you get, write it in the standard form. Let's write everything together. X power 6. This becomes minus x power 4 because I moved this to the other side. Next one will be plus x squared, and then minus 15 is equal to 0. Now you can see there's a pattern, 2, 4, 6. And I need to make this power 3 maximum or power 2, but it doesn't make sense to make power 2 because there are 1, 2, 3 terms already and there's a constant term. The best and the easier way is I can see x power 2 here, it's all even. If I assume u to be x power 2, what will be x power 4 then? It'll be u squared. Just square both of them. It'll be like that. Or take power 3 on both the sides. This will be u power 3. X power squared, the whole power 3 is 2 3s are 6. You can see now I can rearrange these coefficients and write it as u power 3 minus 5 u power 2 plus u minus 15 equals 0. Now, if you're getting confused with this, don't worry, bear with me for some time. I'll do this method and then I'll show you another method. So now if you get this in terms of cubic, I can solve this in the calculator by mod 5 and 4. Now I'll type the coefficients 1, minus 5, 1 and minus 15. Now what are the answers? I'll write the answers one by one. So I got u to be 5.3389. And what are the other answers? There are two more. Look, they are imaginary numbers. When I look at them, I understand because this plus, it's imaginary. Imaginary are conjugate. They come in two pairs, you know. So that's also imaginary. So only one answer is there. But you must remember this is not u. This is not x. This is u. What was u considered to be? X squared. So x squared is 5.3389. Now, in order to remove this, you just take the square root on both the sides. You can make it as a quadratic, you know, mod 5, 3. So that's too much. Just take square root on both the sides. X is equal to plus or minus what? Just put the square root over here. Square root 5.3389. The answer will be, see, whenever you take the square root, there are two answers. It's either plus 2.3106, it's let it be 2.31, or it's minus. So those are the answers. You can see the final answers. Say it's plus or minus 2.31. That's how we do this. Now, if you do this method, it's very easy. Easily you get in the calculator itself. I told you there's one more method, right? So what you basically do is the same thing. Let me write the equation here. X power 6 minus 5x power 4 plus x squared, and I'll write the constant, all the variables at one side and the constant to the other side, okay? This is taken to the other side. Now this is basically a trial and error method. Now we need your calculator and also you need the four options here. So let's look into the options. I know the answers are minus 2.31 and 2.31. So what I do is I type this equation at the left side only. Variables x power 6 minus 5 x power 4 and lastly we have plus x squared x power 2. Now calculate this at what? 2.31. What is the answer? So the problem is we have not taken all the value. It was basically 2.3106 or something. If I calculated 2.3106, you can see it's getting very, very close to 15. Now in your exam, you won't have 2.3106. Doesn't matter. Whenever you type one of the answers, 2.3, I'll take negative 2.31 now. This will be very, very close to the right hand side value. It is very close to 15, isn't it? 14.9 is very close to 15. So these are the correct answer. So it must match out. You must try all the different answers. I'm sure the other answers will be different. Now there might be 5.33. Now when I type 5.33, what's the answer? It's way off. Because there's power 6 and power 4, anything that will come close to 4.8, 14.8 or 14.9, you must assume it to be 15. See, these are way off. Whereas only one answer, correct answer, will come very close. That is over here, either it's 2.31 or negative 2.31. These are the answers. I hope this is clear. Now, these all problems can be done the same way. You need to just rearrange with all the variables at one side. And then let's check. Over here, there is only one answer. So I will write this equation. It is half 1 by 2 x power 5. And then we have minus, because this goes to the other side, 1 divided by 5 x power square. Now that must be equal to negative 2 because I took this to the other side, okay? All the variables at one side, constants at the other side. Now let me calculate this at negative 1.27. What is the answer? It is very, very close to negative 2, and this is the answer. Any other options over there given in the question, the options, right? Four options. Try all of them. You will have wrong answers. So imagine I had 1.27, positive 1.27. You see the answer is different. It's positive 1.32. No, this is not the answer. You might have 0.99. So calculate at negative, say, negative 1, let's say. It's different answer. So only one correct answer comes very close to this answer, so that must be selected as the correct answer. So this is how you do it, but it's just that you have to try all the four options. You will have four different options. Try it like this and check whether it matches. So that's why it's time consuming. Whereas if it's cubic and all those questions, directly use mode 5.4 or mode 5.3 and solve it up. Even over here, we can do the same thing. Type in the equation x power 8, and this goes to the other side, will be plus x power 7, that is equal to what? Sorry, you don't write that you need to just find the answer. You need to look into the options. So the answers are over here. There are two answers. Let me calculate it. Let me calculate it some wrong answer, negative 1. What is the answer? 0. So it doesn't make sense. I should get 3. Let me calculate it, minus 1.36. Yes, it's very close to 3, 3.0. And what about the other one? Calculated at 1.06. Absolutely, again, it's the same answer. But all the other answers will be way beyond the answer 3. Over here, if you're thinking why we are not getting accurate, because we are not taking up many decimal points. And one more thing is power 8. So even a simple wrong answer, like there might be one more, say 1.25, calculated 1.25, which is very close, right? But see, the answer is entirely different. It changes by a lot. Why? Because 8, power 8 means it changes a lot. Only the accurately correct answer is correct. So that's how we solve it. Over here, we have a real world problem. A shipping company will ship a package for $7.5 when the volume is no more than 15,000 cubic centimeters. Grace needs to ship a package of, that is, 3x minus 5 centimeters long, 2x centimeters wide, and x plus 20 centimeters tall. Let us solve it by parts. The first one, write the polynomial equation to represent the situation. So what we need to do is we need to find the volume, right? No more than this. So first let's write the dimensions. It's 3x minus 5, 2x, and x plus 20. This should not be more than 50,000. Maximum it can be equal is 15,000. So this is what represents this particular situation. So that's the thing. And now next one is solving. Okay, if you want to solve it, just multiply it inside. Now I'll tell you ways to avoid this as well. You just want to find x value. That's it. Okay. Now this is not a written part, but if you multiply each thing by polynomial multiplication, you get this answer. This is the thing, the volume of the package. Solve the system of equation. Basically, you have to take, mode 5.3 and mode 5.4 and solve it up. Over here, they have done graphing calculator to find the x value. X is 10. Now, in your exam, you will be given this, right? So how would you do it? I'll show you now. So you won't have the solved equation. You will just have the answer. It's 10 centimeter. Let's keep that in mind. Now, this is the equation which we got, right? So all you need to do is left side, type it out in the calculator. It is 3x minus 5. Close the brackets. Open and close the brackets properly. And over here we have 2x and close the bracket. Again, we have x plus 20, close the bracket. Now here calculate x at what? X value, the final answer, the option was 10, right? So type over here, the answer is 15. Anything else, literally anything else, say I'll take 12, it's wrong. So only one answer gives me the correct answer. So therefore I can easily tell, okay, the dimension is 10. You do not need any graphing calculator or anything. Or even if you want, you can use mode 5 and 4 to solve it up. Now, what is the dimension of the package to have maximum volume? So now we know the dimension is 10, right? Substitute 10 over here for each of this. 3x minus 5, substitute 10. What is the answer? Length is 25 centimeters. Width is 20 and height is 30. Now think you are just given these answers. Okay, these were the answers. Even then you can directly find in the calculator. I'll show you how. So just multiply the given answers. All the four options you need to multiply them. 25 by 20 and 30. What will be this answer? It should be 15,000. Only one answer will match. So this is 15,000. Yes, this is the correct answer. If it doesn't match, that's the wrong answer. Go to the next option. So that's how easily you can solve that. Here also it's similar. A rectangular garden 12 feet across and 12 feet long. Across and long. It's given over here in the figures. It is surrounded by a border of mulch that is of uniform width x. The maximum area of the garden plus border is 285 feet square. Now everything is given. You need to just write polynomial equation just like the previous one. The area is what? Length into width. But the problem is, look, this garden is 12 over here. Plus there is another x and x. So plus 2x, 12 plus 2x and 16 plus 2x. That's it. These are the dimensions. Why do we add those 2x? Because the garden over here is only this dimension, 16 by 12. But they have told with the mulch, we have to find the area for the total one. That means you need to add x on both the sides. This is also x and x over here. So that's why we add this 2x and then we solve it up. Now, if they just give the x value, you just put it over here in these two equations and make it equal to 285. See, if you put over here x as 1.5, 1.5, it should be equal to 285. Others are wrong answers. And then we saw the dimensions, multiply these both, you must get 285. Otherwise, it's wrong. So this is how easily you can solve these problems. This problem is also very similar to the previous one, but I'll just solve this one because some formulas are required. A juice manufacturer is creating new cylindrical packaging. The height of the cylinder is to be 3 inches longer than the radius. Now, do you know what is the volume of a cylinder? It's pi r square h. Circle, cylinder is like this, right? So what is the cross-sectional area of the circle? Pi r square. And the height you multiply, you get the volume. So that's how we get it. It's a very simple formula to remember. Circle area multiplied by the height. Now then, they have told the height is 3 centimeters longer than the radius. So V is equal to pi, r square is radius, but what is h? H is equal to r plus 3, that's it. R plus 3. Now the cylinder is to have a volume of 628 cubic inches. That's it. And pi value to be taken is 3.14. R square, r plus 3 is equal to 628. You have to find the value of r. Instead of multiplying and everything, you will have 4 options, right? Choose the correct answer. Substitute over here, you must get 628, just like what we did a while ago. Or you can multiply this and solve it up. It will be 3.14 r to the power 3 plus 3.14 times 3. It will be just 3 times 3.14 into r squared is equal to 628. And you can solve it up by the polynomial equation. But the easier method is look into the options and just plug in the values and check which gives you 628. And then you will find the exact value of r. Now once you find the value of r, you can easily find value of h. Just add 3 to whatever r value is there. So with this, let's do it in calculator as well. Let's look into the answer. See, this is just the polynomial equation just by multiplying. Over here, the r value. See, they have taken radius as x. That's fine. Don't worry. We have just taken as r because r is radius, easy to remember. R is 5. Now let's do it in the calculator. Type the given equation which we found out. Not given, we have to just use by the formula. That is pi is 3.14 multiplied by r square. I'll take it as x square multiplied with x plus 3. Close the brackets. Now try out all the x values, calculate. Now say if it's 10, no, this is not 628. Let's calculate it at 5. Yes, this is 628. So this is the correct answer. All the others are wrong. So let's try even minus 5. It might be minus 5. No, it's wrong. That might be the option, but you will only get one correct answer. Now, what are the dimensions? What is the radius? Radius is 5 square over here. Radius, can you see over here? 5 inches. and the height is 8 inches. So what you do is pi r squared, phi squared into height is 8, it is 628. So this is the correct dimensions, whereas all the other dimensions, right, won't give you 628, so they are wrong. So this is how we solve it up. And now we are again back to the old type of problems over here. Just look into the answer. What is the x value? Substitute the x value on both the sides and it must be equal to 7, and that's how we get the answer. Please go back in the video. We have done such problems. Only when you put negative 2.47 or 1.29, the right side will be equal to 7. So type this x power 4 plus 2x cube in the calculator. Calculate these two values and check the answer. It will be close or equal to 7. Same way over here, do the shortcut method, easily you'll get it. But there are many answers. Don't worry, just type in all the answers one by one and it should be very, very close to negative 24. Now here, instead of doing the trial and error method, it's easy to solve it directly in calculator. Let me show you. We have done this a plenty of times now. It's mod 5 and 4, and now type in the coefficients. It's 1 minus 6, it's plus 4, and the constant moves to the other side will be plus 6 as well, and the answer is 4.94. Now let us look into the final answer. It should have been, oh sorry, I missed the answer, but the answer would be whatever you get in the calculator. That would be 4.94, 1.74 and negative 0.69. Similarly, please do solve the other problems. And over here, there is no solution. You can try this. Okay, we will try this one. So we will have all the coefficients at one side, sorry, the variables at one side, that is x power 4 minus 15x squared plus x. Then the right side will be minus 65. So what happens is, take any x value. So x is this. You will never be able to get this answer. So you will have only limited options, 4 options. So try all the 4 options. It might be 5. So this is the answer. It might be 10, say 3 and 10. Now, no matter what, you can't reach negative 65. So that time, just select the no solution option, because as long as you have typed this all properly and you're trying to get the negative 65 and it's not possible with all the options, that means it's no solution. So that's how we can solve these. And over here, again, similar to what we have done a while ago. See, polynomial equation over here, they have told height is, 2 yards and everything is given, standard forms. So let's look into this. Trevor is standing 9 yards from the base of a hill that has a slope of 3/4. It throws a water balloon from a height of 2 yards. Its path is modeled by over here this equation, where h is the height of the balloon in yards and x is the distance of the balloon in yards. Now what you need to do is write the polynomial equation. Now here, remember, why is this minus 9? See, if this is the base, Trevor is 9 yards away. So if you recall linear functions, whenever you have positive 9, x plus 9, you write it as negative 9. So now if you're plotting this, x minus 9 means x is equal to 9, right, to the right. So here x was 9, you take it inside, it becomes minus 9. What is the slope? Slope is 3/4. mx, right? Slope multiplied by this distance he's standing. So the equation is already given, the height, that is equal to 3/4 x minus 9. Then you can simplify that, and when you simplify it over here using calculator, you get this. Or you can do trial and error, just substitute it out and solve it up. That's also fine. And that's the end of this question. It's a very lengthy one. Try to analyze the problems. You might get a simple one, where you can use a calculator directly because you're not using graphing calculator. But even if a graphing calculator problem comes, there are trial and error methods. So please go through those calculator methods thoroughly, and then you can solve all these problems easily.